Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Bitcoin, taking a look at the most recent price action and what I think is likely to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, check it out guys, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out? Let's jump right down into this one though, right? So we'll just start off by reviewing what we're doing yesterday, which was talking about a requirement to see Bitcoin push up, possibly up towards $30,000. And we'll review that a little bit today, but here you can see on our chart of thumbnails, we're expecting a bit of a move to the upside. In fact, we've been actually expecting this for the last kind of 3 days or so, just as we've been going sideways, and we finally saw this break to the upside. Okay, so we can see that happening there. What we're going to do is we're going to put another horizontal line on here, add a little arrow, and I'll add the thumbnail for today's video later, so we can keep track of what is going on and hold myself accountable for all of the kind of thumbnails, videos, and subjects that we talk about here at Cheeky Crypto. Let's jump down, right? We're going to start with Elliott Wave Theory. So Elliott Wave Theory looking a little bit on the complicated side, but we were expecting a push up into this yellow box area. 28,237 to the slightly higher range of 28,647. We have gone up to a high of 28,500 to the penny, according to the Binance USDT pair. My next expectation is to see 5 waves down. Okay, now it's possible that we still have a little bit of room to the upside to be had here, but for the most part, this could also mean that we start to see this little break to the downside. Okay, so I'm going to run on the premise that we've already topped out, but just bear in mind that we can still push up a little bit more. The only thing I'm not expecting is to go up higher than 28,775, which is this white line across the top. Okay, so if we have already topped out here within this B wave movement, okay, then how low is our C wave likely to go? Okay, so in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to take this low, we're going to take this high. On the Fibonacci retracement tool, we're going to grab this, we're going to move it over to here, and we're going to then plot out where we're likely to see this, okay? And we can see this little area, this little yellow box area. I'm going to move this, I'm going to repurpose it, it's going to sit right in here, and I'm going to just draw it right to about there, okay? We can see that this yellow box is now our expectation to the downside. Although you can see on the 1-to-1 ratio, that doesn't really fit very well in the bigger scheme, including this kind of structure here. But for the most part, it does look pretty good for a zigzag pattern, okay? So this would be kind of like my minimum expectation. And this goes in down here on the low of 27,235 to 27,478. Okay, I'll go ahead and remove that so you can kind of see it in here. Now, this can be a couple of different things and how this kind of plays out. Okay, we could have a really big wave 3, such as this, and you know, some kind of small wave 1. We could see something to this effect, or we could see this as a more impulsive structure, 53535, or you know, a zigzag or whatever. Right? It's gonna. My expectations are. In fact, it can't be a zigzag. My expectations are that it's going to be a 5-wave move because of this 5-wave structure on this side. Okay, that takes us down into this little range. And then from here, we can review whether or not we're going to have a significant surge upwards or whether or not we're going to just continue to break on down. One of the things that we've been talking about quite a bit is that we're in higher highs and higher lows, and these higher highs, higher lows have a tendency to break to the downside. If we just take a look at the daily chart, you can see during this entire bear market, there have been a lot of higher highs, higher lows that break down, and during the previous bull market, you can see lower lows and lower highs having a tendency to break to the upside. So where we are right now is basically in that little situation where we're higher high, higher low, and we have that tendency to break on down. So I am expecting a bigger breakdown at some point. Now, from our smart money concepts, if I take this down into our hourly chart and do this, we can kind of see that we have this bigger play, okay? And this one is the $30,000 level, right? You can see that we have this upper trend line where we kind of pushed up against it yesterday, and you know, we kind of actually didn't close in above it, but we did wick just above it, so I'll adjust it ever so slightly. And so you can see here that we're kind of getting ourselves coiled up, and we are looking for this C wave to take us up towards 29,955 and 30,643. a bigger ABC structure. Okay, make no guarantees on this one, but ultimately it is kind of what we're looking for at the moment. We're holding within our bullish structure on this hourly chart. According to Smart Money Concepts, we have this big change of character to bullish. And up here we have a minor, just here, I think it's minor, let me just check. Oh no, it's a major break of structure just here as well. So we know that we have got confirmation of this move to the upside according to Smart Money Concepts here, okay? You can see that we found good support. If I just zoom in here, good support on this equilibrium area. Okay, we've left this fair value gap behind, another institutional candle coming in here, basically taking us higher. We're creating an imbalance in the order books, basically buy order happening here, but only able to fulfill here. And this is actually pretty typical of what you would expect to see of a fair value gap. Price comes up, the institutional or smart money fund realizes that they're not buying it at the price they want to, so they stop their buy orders, and price naturally wants to cool back down into the gap. Hasn't been completely filled yet, so expect a little bit of a move to the downside. Ultimately, though, I still think that our Elliott wave theory structure down here, let me just make this a little bit clearer, okay, of our 5-wave structure is still valid and is still going to hold inside of our smart money concepts, okay? So my expectations, let me just put that back, are very much aligned to that idea where we can see this still moving down, but keeping this low down here. Okay, so we're not likely to lose this low here, but we're still likely to see this move to the upside, but we are going to complete that structure. So if I zoom out of this, we can argue that we're still inside a corrective structure before we move upwards, and we're doing something to this effect, okay, before we start to maybe see another, good run to the upside, something to like that. Okay, now of course this move doesn't have to be 5. It can, of course, be a zigzag, such as that, for example. Okay, we don't know what that's going to look like, but I do kind of see everything falling in here quite nicely. Now, we can still even go down lower than 27,200 and stay within this structure, but my expectations are that we should stay above this low at 26,508 if we want to see $30,000 under this pattern. Okay, so from a smart money concepts point of view, we have weak high, strong low. We're above equilibrium. We're above the 250 EMAs. Ultimately, everything here is looking okay. We can see there's a lot of resistance up in this higher area, and we're looking to come down into these lows and get into this buy-in range. Okay, so there's still kind of very much aligned to our kind of expectations within Elliott wave theory and smart money concepts kind of coming together, giving us a pretty clear idea, in my opinion, as to where things are likely to be going next. Ultimately, I do see a bigger corrective structure emerging for Bitcoin to the downside on the much larger macro pictures. But I still see 30K as something that is achievable in the smaller time frames, probably over the next kind of few weeks or so. But of course, if we were to drop down lower, 26,500 is going to make that very, very difficult to kind of justify a $30,000 BTC, in my opinion. I'm going to leave this video right there, though, just give you a brief update as to kind of what's been going on this weekend. If you did find this useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tapping the bell, selecting all the notifications. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, check it out, linked in the description down below. Until the next one, though, guys, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not